Welcome to today's lecture. And today's our topic for discussion is types of drama. Let's begin. As you know that when there is a mention of drama, there comes the name of Shakespeare in our mind, who is the greatest dramatist in the world, even today. When we discuss the concept of drama, or let's say the concept of literature and its type, we have to take into account the name, that is Aristotle. In the discussion of novel and in the discussion of the concept of drama, we saw that Aristotle wrote a very famous book, that is Poetics, and he registered his statements regarding literature and its types in Poetics, right? How to write literature, how to write novel, how to write poetry, how to write drama, all these things along with its elements have been discussed in Poetics by Aristotle. That's why his book Poetics is called as the Bible of literature. So Plato's most famous student was Aristotle, and Aristotle is considered as the father of modern science. So he also contributed a lot in the field of literature. When we come to the main focus of our today's topic, that is types of drama, let's concentrate on the first type, that is comedy. We are familiar with this word, that is comedy. We watch many comedy serials, many comedy advertisements, many comedy films on the screen, right? So we have a very rough idea regarding the word comedy. So what comedy is? It is a light play in nature. Here light means not in serious nature. Light, right? Halka fulka, that is in Marathi. So we don't find any seriousness in comedy, right? And such drama creates a very funny and happy atmosphere in the story, in the plot, and makes the audience relax, right? So the main intention of a comedy is entertainment and fun, fun, right? So when we as an audience watch comedy, we feel relaxed because the play has no seriousness, right? No serious atmosphere in the story, right? And as there is no seriousness in the story, we feel relaxed, we feel happy, right? We smile, and automatically it creates energy in our mind, in our heart, right? So the total atmosphere of comedy is full of fun and happiness. Right from the beginning, right from the middle, and right from the end, all these three parts of comedy are full of funny and light in nature scenes. Right? It does not mean that comedy has no conflict. Comedy also has a conflict, but this conflict is handled with the structure of funny and happy atmosphere. So comedy also has a conflict, a clash between protagonist and antagonist, between a good character and bad character, right? But later on, it is solved in a very funny and happy atmosphere. As we know that it is comedy because its end is happy. So comedy ends with happy ending, right? we don't find seriousness at the end of the comedy. So when a comedy starts, it starts with fun and happiness, and at the end also the same atmosphere we can find. Generally, we don't find any depth or any serious scene at the end of comedy. Generally, what happens at the end, the protagonist and the heroine are united. They get married. The antagonist is punished. So such kind of happy ending, goody goody ending is there at the end of a comedy. The best example of comedy is As You Like It by William Shakespeare. So comedy is just an entertainment full of jokes and arguments, right? It is intended to make an audience laugh, right? So full of fun, full of happy atmosphere is there. So for ancient Greeks and Romans, a comedy was a stage play with a happy ending, right? So comedy means happy and goody goody play. So why comedy is important? Why comedy is significant? Comedy generally creates humor, fun, and happiness in our mind, right? The main function of comedy is entertainment. So, as an audience, we feel a great pleasure to watch comedy at the stage, right? It also shows social institutions and persons as corrupt and ridicules them through satirizing, parodying, and poking fun at their vices. So it does not mean that comedy is just a stock of happiness and funny scenes. With the help of the comedy, the dramatist can handle social issues with comic handling. A comedy can handle some social issues like corruption, right? So a comedy can satirize, can attack on some fault of society like corruption. Okay, so comedy does not mean a stock of happiness only. Right? It also attacks on vices of the people. Here, vices means the shortcomings, the faults of the people. Right? So, by doing this, authors exposed foibles. Foibles means faults and follies of and society by using comedy. So, comedy is created along with the seriousness of the social issues, right? So it does not mean that comedy is just for fun and passing the time, right? The dramatist can present a very serious issue, right, in the form of comedy, right? Aristotle thought that comedy is a good thing. It brings happiness, which for Aristotle is the ideal state, the final goal in any activity. So when Aristotle discusses the types of drama, he gives more weightage to two types. The first is comedy and the second is tragedy. When Aristotle speaks about comedy, he calls it a stock of happiness. Right? So Aristotle tells us that the main goal of life is happiness, and comedy provides that happiness on the stage. And this happiness is the ideal state. It is the expectation of the audience, and this expectation is fulfilled by the comedy play. Right? So, comedy is a major form of drama. which the following general definition can be given. See some definitions. A play in which the principal characters ordinarily begin in a state of opposition to one another or to their world.